So here we go then, the cars making their way up under the Beatson's Building Supply Bridge, getting themselves lined up, and we are ready to race. Very, very much excited. Chris FPV is sitting cold at Duffus. This is the one thing that I love about YouTube, is the fact that you guys that are actually at the circuit can watch it as well, and you can enjoy all the camera feeds from all around the track as well. And yeah, it's a great addition, and I'm delighted that the SMRC have seen the light and got on board with live streaming. It's something they've wanted to do for a number of years, and I think it was got the heads together with the wonderful guys and girls at AJK TV to make it all happen. And the reason I'm saying that is because they've got control of my mute button right now, so I'm just I'm going to be very, very nice to them. They also make me sound at least vaguely plausible, so you know, it's all good. But the cars are onto the grid then. Now you see that there's a bit of a gap there. That is because of the R53s and the Mini Cooper, so nobody is missing from that. Well, there is technically a car missing from that, but that's Neil Robertson, who is at the back of the grid. The 1 minute board is going to get held out for our next race of the day. So this is race number 6 of the day, and wonderful camera shot panning up from the hairpin then. And again, a huge thank you to all of our camera team who have ventured up from down south. 6.5 hours of journey that they've done today to bring you all of these amazing pictures that we have got for you as well. So the 5-second board held out, the lights going on for the second mini race of the day, and we are underway. Great start there from Jamie Blake on the right hand side there. You can see Craig Blake on the left hand side, the two brothers side by side, and bringing down Andrew Lamont into almost making it 3 wide. Michael Weddle gets a great start for the Coopers just behind. Look at that on the outside as well. That is a huge move right the outside there for the number 18 of Dan Patterson onto the gravel there. That is a ballsy move round the outside of the corner there. Love to see it. And Michael Weddle then in a huge fight. Chad Little has got a turbo on that car. I'm absolutely convinced. The straight line difference he has got is unbelievable compared to everyone else. They're all onto the anchors though, because of course the conditions change massively. You can see a car off onto the gravel there on the outside. That's Ryan Smith in the 94 having a bit of a problem on the exit of Clark's right now. You've got more cars in problems there. That looks like that was the number 333 of Ewan Robertson, and there goes David Taylor, bang into the tyre wall. That is a heavy hit. That is contact on the rear of the car, and that is going to be one unhappy driver. Knowing David as I do, I can imagine that air is a little bit blue inside that cockpit right now. Anyway, back with the R53s. And it's still Jamie Blake from Craig Blake from Andrew Lamont. It's all hell kicking off underneath, because have a look at that. Chad Little has a look on the outside of Michael Weddle onto the brakes then. Tries to get the undercut. That's a great move there from Chad Little. This is going to be it. This is going to be for the lead then between the 23 and the 1. They're side by side. Look at the straight line speed that Chad Little has got. Michael Weddle has nothing left that he can answer. Forced off onto the inside, onto the braking point there. That was very, very sketchy from the two of them. Weddle keeps the foot in though, tries to keep it going, but that is never going to work. That's going to lose him a lot of straight line speed there, and that is going to mean Dan Patterson might be able to get round. Double waved yellows there at the bottom of the chicane here, so the car's going to have to take it easy, and that's Ian Monroe into the gravel. Almost flips it on its side there. And I tell you what, they are not going to be impressed with that one whatsoever, because double waved yellows there, they have to calm it down, and that's exactly not what happened there. So we'll keep an eye on that. It looks like safety car boards are out, so safety car is out. You can understand that, and obviously I'm gonna keep an eye on that, because that was a heavy hit there for David Taylor in the 28 into that tyre wall there, and I can imagine that would have, well, that would have winded me. That would have certainly scared the bejesus out of me. But well, wow, what a start to this race then. 10 laps left to go here. We've got a yellow flag and safety car is out, and recovery vehicles on site and making their way down into that accident then. And you can see, now interestingly, I just saw Craig Blake there and Jamie Blake, and you might have saw it as well on the stream there, moving to the left hand side to the wetter part of the track. And look, they're staying off the racing line. So I wonder, because I'm sure they've got to stay on the same control tyre anyway, so I don't think they've got different wet tyres, but very interesting that during the safety car period that Craig Blake and Jamie Blake are looking to cool their tyres off and moving to the offline part of the circuit there. So yeah, good stuff to see here. And the car's making their way down past the chicane there, and you can see the recovery vehicles. So just saying the recovery efforts underway. Of course, the prime thing in a moment like that is just out there with the medical crews, our fantastic medical crews that we've got here at Knockhill, and our marshal team as well, making sure that the driver is comfortable. Like I say, I mean that was a heavy hit into the Armco there, and I would have been most definitely winded after something like that. So. They're down there making sure that David's absolutely fine, knowing the stubborn lad that he is. He will be most likely absolutely fine. He's probably busy shouting all the swear words, because it did look like there was a little bit of contact there that was involved in that one. But so many cars coming over the chicane there makes it a very difficult prospect for all of those cars in the background here. But safety car is out at the circuit just now, and it does neutralise the race. So let's bring it up to speed then with what we know. Craig Blake in the lead of the R53s from Jamie Blake and Andrew Lamont. Then we move to the Coopers, and it's Chad Little ahead of Michael Weddle, Dan Patterson, Jack Irvin, and then Finn Mash. Neil Hose has made it all the way up into P6. Gordon Long down into P7. Chris Coburn, Ryan Smith, Stephen Morrison, Ewan Robertson, Ian Munro, and then both David Taylor and Neil Robertson retiring from the race. So again, a brief lull in the action here for the drivers, and this puts a lot of pressure on the drivers, because it's one thing being able to be good at getting a good clean getaway, but the safety car also adds in a completely different prospect, because it's going to be a rolling restart. And of course, Ian Munro actually also off into the background there, and he's not going to be best pleased with that one. That was a secondary incident that happened actually a lap later, after David had went into the barriers. Just seeing the front end there of Stephen Morrison. Now that looks like a lot of contact on the front end of that one. In any other championship, you'd be able to draw conclusions from that, but unfortunately, because the Mini Coopers are so rough and tumble with each other, you can't actually draw anything from that whatsoever, other than he's had a moment with another car there. So we'll keep an eye on that one. It's going to be at least another, I would imagine, 2 laps for these cars to get recovered here, because we've got 2 separate cars. Ian Munro's looks like it's going to be the easier of the 2. In fact, there is Ian Munro in the background under his own steam, making it back into to pit lane there. And then after that, obviously, it'll be the recovery truck. In fact, it looks like Ian Munro then has decided he wants to. Well, it's a yellow flag, so I guess he's entitled to. He's wanting to catch back up. Now, he is going to be 2 laps down here, but again, you know, I guess he's paid his entry fees. He wants as much track time as everybody else, and he's determined to get it. So Ian Munro joins the back end of that field. So we're now just waiting for the 28 car to be recovered from the track here. Well, the good thing about this is that I did kind of hype this race up beforehand, saying that you were going to get your fair share of value for money entertainment. Yeah, they've definitely not shortchanged on that one. And what's even more worrying is the fact we've still got about 10 laps to go of this. So yeah, it's we're going to be we're going to be rather tired at the end of all this. Great to see though that that car is cleared. So David's obviously out of the car and maybe getting looked over and checked out. So great to see that that is done and dusted. And obviously the car will be pulled away and possibly just taken behind the barrier there as well. It was a side-on hit there, so I wonder if they'll be able to just drive that car away there. But certainly it does mean that we are very close to the end of this safety car period for the SMRC Scottish Mini Cooper Cup, in association with Project 21 Detailing and supported by Yokohama as well. So again, safety car comes across the line. Now what it could do is it could turn its lights off. Depending on how quickly they get that car recovered, it could turn its lights off at the tail end of that one. But my goodness me. Right, okay, so any thought I had of that car being able to drive back on its own steam is, yeah, that's kind of gone. That is a dramatic hit on the side of that car. I mean, obviously we saw it from the right-hand side where it still looked like there was a couple of dents, but you can see on the left-hand side there just how much that chassis is actually pushed in a little bit there. And again, testament to the strength and safety of this championship, the roll cages and all of the safety teams, the medical teams, and all the marshals as well. This is part of the price of going racing, as it were. You have to have the best of the best, and we are definitely blessed with that here at Knockhill. So again, another chance to say a huge thank you to all of the people who so brilliantly dedicate their free time to coming to do this, especially in these very, very tricky conditions. Ian Munro, you can see on the back end of that group then, still holding on. I mean, he's not going to be in contention for the honours in the race, but obviously treating this like a glorified test session, possibly pick up points if there's some more incidents along the way. But again, you can see without any more rain, that track will start to dry up quite quickly. It's quite a blustery day here at Knockhill. In fact, there's a perfect point there. You can see just to the right hand side there how quickly that track begins to dry up. You see a huge dry patch on that right hand side there. And you can hear a little pitter patter of the rain still down there at McIntyre's. But it does look like it has eased off, considering what it was earlier on. For example, it has definitely done that. So here we go then. I would imagine then, if that is the safety car coming around now, I would imagine the lights may go off this lap then, and we may get the cars back into formation. So just to bring back up to speed then, Craig Blake in the lead of the R53, Jamie Blake in second position, third place for Andrew Lamont right now. Then in the Mini Coopers, it's Michael Weddle from Dan Patterson, Jack Irvin in third position. Excuse me, I've poor Chad Little, completely forgot about Chad. Chad is in the lead of the Mini Coopers, ahead of Michael Weddle, then it's Dan Patterson, then it's Jack Irvin, then it's Finn Marsh, Neil Hose, Gordon Long, Chris Coburn, Ryan Smith in 9th position, Ewan Robertson in 10th, Stephen Morrison in 11th, Ian Munro in 13th position there. So the car's making their way round. Now I'm curious to see what is the script with that car. I think that car might have been recovered by now. If that is the case, then we'll certainly see from the safety car whether or not. There we go, the lights are off on the safety car. We are getting ready to go racing, and you can tell from the intonation of my voice I'm starting to get a little bit excited again, because this is... yeah, this is going to be manic. Given that we've got 9 laps left to go, we saw the lap counter go up and then go down. I would imagine that is going to be the final count of laps that we've got left. 9 laps left to go. The safety car is gone off into the distance. Now the question for me is the Mini Coopers. What can Michael Weddle do about Chad Little up in front of him? Dan Patterson is also going to fancy making moves on this one, and Ian Munro looks rather menacing in the background of that group as well. So Stephen Morrison has dropped behind Ian Munro, but Ian Munro is actually 2 laps down there, so I'm wondering if Morrison has got a big problem with his car there. It does look like that car is not doing the best here, but here we go then. The race restart underway, green flag, and we go racing again here in Knockhill. Craig Blake then ahead of Jamie Blake and then Andrew Lamont here as we focus on the Mini Cooper battle itself here. And look at that side by side round the outside. That's going to be Jack Irvine. Takes that position, says thank you very much. It's going to be on the inside for the number 18 there of Dan Patterson. Tries to get it back, but Jack Irvine having absolutely none of it whatsoever. Takes it and prizes it out the hands there of that former third place car there of Dan Patterson. But having a look further down then, as you see Chad Little still ahead, and this is the answer. This is the question that I was asking, was about what is Michael Weddle going to be able to do with Chad Little. The answer is nothing. I don't think he's got the ability to really pressure that car, as the floppy markers all absolutely destroyed within half a lap there. Well done, guys. But Chad Little, the pace that he has got in that car is absurd compared to the rest of the fields in the Mini Coopers. Here's Ian Munro in the 23. You can see him going up through Duffus as well. Again, not in contention, but he has got a fast enough car that he will be trying to make things happen. Now, Michael Weddle then onto the back, and Chad Little tries to outbrake him, goes to the outside. It's a bold move, but it doesn't work, and I tell you what, that leaves him vulnerable now to Jack Irvine. Jack Irvine gets a great run out of the hairpin there. It's from hero to zero for Michael Weddle. Flymo goes for first place, doesn't get it, and ends up being relegated to third place, and that is exactly what I was telling you about here. Knockhill is such a momentum-based track here that you really have to just keep pushing wherever you can. If you don't make a move stick, then you leave yourself very, very vulnerable to all of the cars behind. Look at Michael Weddle through the inside of the chicane, down into McIntyre's, and that was a move and a half right there. Didn't make it stick. Jack Irvine still in that second position. But my goodness me, Weddle wants to get that second place back, and he is going to fight tooth and nail to get it. And I've got to say, I got a big thumbs up as David Taylor walking past there, absolutely fine. So fantastic to hear that David Taylor walking away from that big impact into the barriers there. But down into the line then, look at this. This is now a 4-way scrap for the lead there, and that's going to be Chad Little, who's late into the corner there. Jack Irvine fancies trying to get another piece of that again, and that was going to be Jack Irvine, who was boxed in this time, and that means that Michael Weddle has a little bit of power there. Now here's the thing, we've seen this time and time again from Michael Weddle. He is down on straight line power compared to the cars around him. He's got excellent cornering speed through it, but really seems to be down on straight line speed. Have a look at the number 18 as well of Dan Patterson. Patterson fancies getting past your championship leader, or sorry, your former championship leader at that point, but Patterson can't make anything happen right now. The question for me is, what can Jack Irvine do? Can Jack Irvine make a move on our race leaders? We see the R53s of Jamie Blake and Craig Blake fight out side by side here as we cut back to the Mini Coopers. Of course, we'll do our best to keep an eye on the R53s, because all truth be told, you know, it's a small field that they've got, and it's a choice between the R53s and 6,000 cars battling for position here. It's yeah, it's a difficult one to have. But, you know, they're in the same race, so we have to keep an eye on the R53s as well. So we'll cut back every now and again just to keep an eye there. But Chad Little now has a little bit of a gap here ahead of Jack Irvine here and the rest of what can be said as a baying mob right now. You've got Michael Weddle in there, you've got Dan Patterson, Neil Hose. Somehow Neil Hose has come through from the back end of the group here. Gordon Long up with this as well. So, yeah, this is a formidable train that Chad Little has got all on his tail right now. Have a look at Gordon Long here in that number 30 onto the back of Neil Hose. You can see the number 22 there of Finn Mash as well. Gordon Long, honestly, this season, he's like a man possessed. He was taking his time and just getting used to the championship, and now it's proper elbows out. He is absolutely, as we say in the shade, giving it some right now, and he's caught in between a rock and a hard place, caught in between 3 cars. And thankfully, that didn't quite go the way that I thought it was, and that's going to be a move up the inside. Jack Irvine saw a gap there, tried to make it work there, but it wasn't to be. Beautiful shot coming out of the corner. Oh, and that's the R53s. That's a heavy hit there for your race leader, Craig Blake, and that's going to be contact with brother Jamie Blake. I tell you what, they might have just removed each other from the Christmas card list after that one. Oh my goodness me, tears before bedtime for Jamie and Craig. And I don't think Anthony is going to get a very good interview out of them when things are finished. We're going to have another yellow flag, quite possibly another safety car, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and that's a huge moment for Gordon Long here. I always get so worried when I see yellow flags out and cars still going sideways round through the corners. But, well, how to wipe out both R53s in one solid move, that is... it's quite impressive. I've no idea how they've managed to do that, but they have done that. So, nonetheless, we move on. So, here we go. Oh, red flag. There we go. So, red flag, presumably because of the amount of time that it would have taken to recover those cars then. And that means then, ladies and gentlemen, Chad Little, from what I can see here, Chad Little, Jack Irvine in second place, and Michael Weddle in third. So, that is a turn up for the books on that one.
I'll follow him anyway.
Well, there we go. What do we say about that? That was absolutely incredible. What a race that we just had there. Really enjoyed that. And we'll be waiting with bated breath to see what the drivers have got to say to Anthony on that one. So, as it stands then, the red flag comes out. We'll need clarification on that because I'm still showing as Craig Blake in the lead of that, but obviously the two of them went off. So it's going to be Andrew Lamont, I believe, that takes the win on that. Chad Little taking the win for the Mini Coopers there. Jack Irvine in second place, and then third place for Michael Weddle.
What a thrill over the chicane. James Blake seems to think that there was some kind of fluid down there, so we'll get a quick chat with him in a minute, see what exactly happened between him and his brother. Jamie, tell us what happened there on the chicane.
I'm not too sure if it was fluid. It's a bit strange that we're both done the same, but Craig went into the chicane and went sideways, and I followed him and done the exact same, and he tried to correct it, and it snapped on him, and he went across to the right, and I tried to save mine, and I went to the left, so I managed to get back on the track, but unfortunately his car was beached in the gravel, but it was good racing up until then with us.
Yeah. Treacherous conditions as well. Was the track drying out near the end?
Yeah, definitely. It was definitely a drier line. Maybe around Duffus it was a lot drier, but we were on the wet tyre, so they can still survive. They start to get quite hot, so it was sliding about a bit, but... Right.
Yeah. 2 wins out of 2. You've got to be happy with how the weekend's gone.
Yeah, really good results for me. But shame about that at the end, but it was good racing up until then.
Well, you can go and enjoy the win and go and look after your brother.
Cool, thanks a lot.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And let's see if we've got Chad Little. Chad, if you come a bit closer to us. Well, that was some race, wasn't it?
Yeah, early on important pass. Yeah. It mattered then because we ran out of time. We didn't have much chance to do anything else. We didn't do it then.
Yeah, well, you're part of a four-gang group. You gapped him a little bit. I bet you were happy to see that gap.
Yeah, well, I made a little mistake at the chicane. ABS kind of backed off, and then I back to square one again on my bumper, but I held it just.
So, the reverse track here at Knockhill, it suited you?
Yesterday went well, and qualifying this morning went well in the dry. It was a bit unexpected. We struggled a bit yesterday, but no, seemed to be all right. Just unlucky in race one. I made a hash of the first lap, and it cost us the race really.
You made up for it in race two, so go and enjoy the win. Congratulations.
Yeah, cheers, thank you.